talk about reappraisal. And I'd sent the commissioners a packet of information, a little synopsis a few weeks ago, and you have a little more detail there with you now. But on the whole, values dropped to levels that that occurred at least a decade ago, back to previous to 2003. So this is a pretty substantial hit to some of our communities. I was out with the school treasurers this morning talking to them about impact. We shared with them schools lost about $6 million collectively in revenue. Townships won't be quite that, but still some townships have had, will take some pretty significant hits. And for them, it's on top of local government fund cuts, and next year will be the phase out of the estate tax too. So, so this is coming at an ideal time for them. Today, and we have a sample starting today. Everyone in the county, or most everyone in the county, 130,000 people will receive a mailer from us detailing what the new value is. So it'll have their 2011 value on there, what it was, and it'll have their 2012 value, what we project it to be. Again, this is still tentative until the state has approved the tentative abstract, as we call it, right now. And the final abstract will be approved by the Board of Revision in December and submitted to the state. The state will approve it at that point, and that's when tax rates will be set. It's after the final abstract is approved by the state. So anything that we're doing right now for the benefit of the townships and for the county government, things like that, are all just estimates as to where we think the world will be. And the last thing, I guess, before I get into let Jason speak, we'll finish up second half settlement today. Bless you. We, in delinquent taxes, inclusive of special assessments, interest, and penalty, we will have collected $4 million this year, more than at any time in our past. So we're very appreciative of the cooperation with the Treasurer's Office on that to get to the point where we are today. So about $4 million more, and we'll have the exact figures later in the week. But preliminarily, we're very, very pleased with that. So I'll let Jason maybe just talk a little bit about our processes and how we. Yeah, Commissioner.
Just one quick question.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that the mailers will be delivered today and
Tomorrow,
about the
yeah.
values. Yeah. Are those market values, or are those?
It's going to show just market value. Just market value is going to be on there to save the confusion. CAUV is going to go out in about another week because we wanted to make sure that we put market value as well as their new CAUV value in there, and just the programmatically getting the new soil types loaded in. It just set us back about
so CAUV doesn't go out till next week?
They're going to go out next week, and I have a separate, we've had one public meeting with CAUV already, and we have another one just with them.
And how about, remind me about mobile homes?
Manufactured.
That'll be in January.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Just in case we get any calls from people say, why didn't I get them?
No, so the values start today. We have about 12 people that are manning the phones, just waiting for them to start ringing, and that's their sole task, is to work with the public as they call or as they come in, or to keep up with our website traffic. And then the first public meeting's a week from today, starting in Louisville. And again, we'll let Jason speak. So let people look at it now and let us know whether their record is accurate or if they have any evidence to suggest why our number's wrong. We still have the ability to go in and change that number prior to the abstract being set. If it happens after the abstract is set, then the only recourse they have is to file a complaint with the Board of Revision. And that's, as you know, that's an administrative process that doesn't leave us a whole lot of luxury in how we approach the taxpayers. So what we want from them right now is to tell us is to make sure the record's accurate, and if they have any evidence to suggest why their value should be different than what we say it is, we want to look at it. So they'll have until October 1st to let us know, and then we'll take about 2 months to review everything, and then we'll notify them again if we make a change in December. But otherwise, after we set the final abstract, the next time they see that value will be on their tax bill. So all this then feeds, so whether people go in and do it online, or whether they come to one of our meetings, or whether they call or they walk into the office, the staff will all use the same, if Janet, if you walk over and say, I want this done to look at, we'll just bring up that thing and the staff will enter it in, and then it just feeds a queue for the staff for the work to be distributed then from there. So we've tried to create some good internal processes, as well as hopefully from looking at that, it really is user-friendly for the public to go in and do that. So giving them all the data that they would need to look at to say, is my square foot right? Are my bedrooms right? Number of fireplaces right? Do you have a pool? Is your basement finished? Those kind of things. My office has been out talking to the school districts about this since January. We'd given them some kind of generic projections. If you lose 5%, 10%, 15% in your district, we'd done that for them at the beginning of the year. I went out to the townships in March or April, spoke to them on the same topic. So we hope that in general there's no surprise from the type of information that's being conveyed. As again, we've tried to spend a pretty good amount of time as we've talked to them. Certainly Doug and John, when they're talking to the townships, every day, bless you, over the course of the year, they've been through it. But I've spent a lot of time with the school districts talking to them about what's going on, even this morning.